Hi Spain fans, hola chicos, it's Richard, and today we're going to take a little walk around the village where I live, Arboleas, where we've got our office as well. We've had our office for 20 years. Again, having a look at how the pandemic's affecting daily life here, speak to some of the business owners and give you an accurate, up-to-date picture of how we're coping here in the pandemic and with the effects of Brexit. Let's get walking. We're at the Constitution, walking, I've got the beautiful church behind me, a lovely little square here. You've got Café Bank, another bank behind me, both with English speakers. The popular Pablo's bar over here on the right. This is a well-known sports bar. They have darts there and everything else. And as you can see, beautiful sunny day. One old chap sitting out on the terrace at the moment, so business is not what you describe as brisk. We're going to take a wander down here in a minute to Sassy Casas and the bank and have a look at the tobacconist and again, we'll go and have a chat with a couple of these guys, see how business is going. So I've wandered down now to Sassy Casas, fantastic gift shop, little gift emporium, brilliant, because one of the things I really struggled with when I came to Spain originally, it's your birthday or it's your wife's birthday, you want something nice to give, or people have moved into their new house and there was just nothing available, no shops available where you could just go and buy a reasonably priced, beautiful gift. So Jill certainly filled that gap, so we'll go in and have a chat with her. She's been open now for 2 years, so again, a year and a half of that really, or 13 months at least, has been during the pandemic. So let's go in and say hi to Jill. We'll ask her a few questions about how she's been coping with business during the pandemic.
The biggest headache was when we had the perimeter borders, because as I say, I buy in Spain and they're all over Spain, and not all of them are internet based, some are, but I like to go there and have a look at the products that I'm buying. So when we had the perimeter borders, that was very difficult to get there. You needed papers from the police to travel, or to say that you was paying autonomo to be allowed, otherwise you might have got fined by the police for travelling out of the area. I don't think so, because I buy mainly all my products in Spain from wholesalers in Spain. I do not buy anything from England, so therefore I shouldn't encounter any problems. Mainly, I've had 2 times when I've had to close, and that was last year in March when everybody was shut down, and this year for 2 weeks in January. Yes, I've now got a little bit of essential food items, tins and things like that, disinfectant and bleach, and then that means I can open, because beforehand I was non-essential, and then that would mean I would have to close. Back in March last year, when we were shut for 3 months, I did have 2 lump sum payments given to me, and my autonomo was reduced. However, that was for 6 months. However, when they restarted it up, normally, they increased it. So they give with one hand and take with another. But it is what it is. Well, I have to say, I haven't got a favourite item or a popular item that people come in for. However, if people come in and ask for something and I haven't got it, I will do my best to go and try and find it. But it goes in fits and starts. You know, you can have a run 1 week on the lamps. Next week it could be the Buddhas. It's an untold entity of what you're going to use. And this is the problem with my little small shop, stocking everything. Tourists, not so much, because my shop is home decor and gifts. So it's mainly for people that, I mean, tourists can come in, but it's mainly people that live here that come in on a regular basis. So the only restriction was the perimeter borders when they were closed. obviously people from other towns can't come to me. But tourists, not so much, no. I don't think that's going to play a part in my business.
I've come along this way in particular. On Saturdays, this is one of the main streets for the market that covers quite a chunk of Arboleas town. This is the street where you get all the fruit and veg. So on another article, we'll come back, or another film, we'll come back and show you what's going on with the markets at the moment. Got the amazing Café behind me, a nice addition to Arboleas village. And then our main bakery here. Wonderful fresh bread, rolls, cakes made every single day. I'm arranging a little chat with the owners of that so we can go in and see. Again, they're accounted as an essential business, but doesn't mean to say it's all been kind of plain sailing since COVID hit us. And we're going towards now another fantastic business in the village, Total Entertainment. So I arrived here at Total Entertainment, particularly wanted to film this street and this business. It's been a real hub to Arboleas village for many years. Owned by married couple Danny and Claire. Claire runs the branch that's over in Albox. Danny runs the branch here, been in operation for 7 years. They're a news agent, they're a card supplier, office support, computer support, and been invaluable to so many people. Let's go and have a chat with Danny and see how he's dealing with things in the current climate.
Okay, so we've been able to stay open because we provide an essential service, which is postal services, and we sell newspapers. These are considered an essential service in Spain, which means we've been allowed to open every day during the pandemic without fail. In terms of stock, not exactly. The biggest problem we've had, because we're a post office, we have problems with people's parcels. So people are not always aware of the rules regarding customs for their parcels that they send, and it's added quite an extra layer of work for declaring the goods, declaring the value of the goods before we can send them. And of course, it's increased because of the extra work. It's increased the costs that we are charged by the courier company that we send our postal equipment with. We've had to adapt slightly. I've had to move around the shop. I've had to make it so that people have to wear masks when they come into the business. We have to provide hand wash for people to use when they come in before they touch anything. And then on a personal level, because I've had more spare time, I've actually started presenting on a local radio station where I now present the breakfast show, which is Almeria Radio. And I'm on from 8 o'clock until 10 o'clock, Monday to Friday, which is just before I open this shop. So I actually broadcast from here, like that, before I open up in the morning. In terms of their handling of the crisis in general, I think they've actually done quite a good job. I think that, I know it's hard for people, but I think that maybe they released people from the first lockdown too early, which led to the second spikes and the third spike. However, in terms of a small business owner, they've not been very helpful at all. They could have helped us a lot more with the taxes and rates that we have to pay as small business owners, because we haven't had any reduction on those whatsoever. Because we've been able to stay open every day, we've not had any reduction in the amount that we have to pay every month to stay in business. So I feel that they could have done more for us. They also, during the first lockdown, they created a rule whereby the electricity companies, the water companies, etc., weren't allowed to cut you off for non-payment of bills. But during the second lockdown and the third lockdown, they didn't do that. So we were in a situation where if we didn't pay our electricity bill, our electricity would be cut off, and are still in that position now, which is an added pressure. Whereas previously we could have passed back the payment for a few months or paid it over a lot longer period. Now we have no extra grace period on the payment of those bills. They have. We've definitely seen a reduction in the number of customers we get, just because we normally get a lot of tourists. Tourists are on holiday. They like to buy magazines. They like to buy daily newspapers while they're here, and puzzle books and things like that, which we haven't been getting so many of. And certainly around holiday times, Easter holidays, spring bank holidays, summer holidays, that reduction has been very, very noticeable for us. Other than Christmas, the summer holidays are normally our busiest time of the year, and whereas last summer it was quiet, it was really quiet. It's as quiet as we've ever had in the summer. Depending on the time of year, really. Like I said, in the summer we sell a lot of magazines and puzzle books, newspapers to holidaymakers, as well as the ones that we sell to the residents of the village. And in the winter we sell a lot of Christmas cards, Christmas wrapping paper, all things to do with Christmas, and of course the postal service, which is really busy around Christmas as well.
So walking along the front street here of Arboleas, where we have our office, on a Saturday I couldn't do this because this is where they host the main market. We're coming past our mobile phone shop here in the village, Ali Cyber. Very good mobile phones available, packages, very reasonable packages for broadband or roaming and stuff like that. And then we're now going past Cafeteria Malone, owned by the lovely Nadia, who provides a fantastic service for the village. Amazing coffee every single morning, and very popular with the locals. It's a bit quiet now at this time of day because we're in the middle of siesta, so it's going to be a little bit more peaceful than it would be. So we've arrived here at what I say is my favourite bar. This is our regular breakfast spot, normally in the morning. Again, the cafeterias and the bars have faced lots of restrictions over the course of the pandemic. How long they can they open? So we're going to go and have a chat there with Tony, the owner. He's owned the business for many, many years now in Arboleas, and he's very, very popular. And we're going to have a little wander in, have a chat with him, or he's going to join us outside for an interview. All this might be nice for you. Obviously the weather's a little bit bleak today. On a sunny day, you'd expect lots of people on the outside terrace, but everyone's sitting indoors today, so come on in, have a look. So hopefully the guys will say hi. Afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
So let's go and have a chat with Tony and see if we can get him to come and have a talk with us and see how things have been going over the course of the pandemic. Look forward to that.
Sí, y hemos podido trabajar, pero con muchas restricciones, con muchos cambios en el ámbito de la movilidad de la gente, de la manera de comportarse, de la manera de consumir, de la manera de relacionarse. Ha sido un cambio muy grande en todos los sentidos, pero más o menos hemos podido trabajar.
Yes, we have been able to stay open and we've managed to work through it, but it has been very hard with new restrictions coming in and have people having to adapt in socialising and in different rules.
Bueno, pues aparte de reducir el espacio servible del local,
So apart from having to reduce the space that is allowed to use,
muchas medidas de higiene, mucha limpieza más de lo habitual
a lot more cleaning and sanitising than is usually needed.
y mucha psicología con la gente porque no todo el mundo respeta las normas de la misma manera.
And it's having to deal with different people because not everyone wants to respect the rules.
Y básicamente pues ir adaptándonos a la situación día a día.
It's just adapting to the new day-to-day life.
Bueno, pues en primer lugar la falta de clientes, porque la gente tiene miedo, porque hay menos trabajo, la gente tiene menos posibilidad económica, sale menos y también pues que nos cuesta mucho más trabajo resolver nuestras cuentas, ¿no? Como empresa, porque estábamos acostumbrados a un nivel de negocio que ha cambiado totalmente.
So business has changed a lot. One, because people are now scared to come out and live life as they were before. Also, they haven't got the same economical resources as they did have before. There's less work for the clients who are coming and using the bar, so they haven't got the extra money to spend. And as well, just the restrictions again, back to restrictions.
A ver, Este tema es bastante difícil y bastante complicado, pero en principio hemos sentido un poco de abandono.
So yeah, this is a very touchy subject and quite difficult to talk about, but yes, they have felt quite abandoned.
La falta de movilidad de los ingleses, británicos, pero mayormente ingleses, repercute no solamente a mi negocio, sino a toda la provincia de Almería en general.
Yes, definitely. It makes a big impact, especially with the British and people travelling from the UK, not having the people here, not just for his own business, but for the whole of Almeria.
A ver, yo pienso que a la velocidad en la que se está vacunando a la población y sin tener una completa seguridad de que el resultado de la vacunación va a ser bueno, yo me atrevería a decir que para el año que viene.
So with the rate that Spain are doing the vaccinations and the hope that we've got on it, he probably thinks that for next year.
So I've come a little bit out of Arboleas Centre now, specifically to visit the fantastic bar, Restaurante El Carril, owned by Hilario, and we're going to go and do, again, he's agreed to have a little chat about how business is running at the moment. It's one of the, it's a tapas emporium, a real favourite with anyone who lives in Arboleas. You know, if you're coming here for a holiday or a long weekend break, then really come up here, try the tapas, it's absolutely fantastic. Full meals and everything. We do miss our Friday nights at the Carril. Anyone who's lived here for a while will really know what it's like. The Carril's an institution on a Friday night, normally some entertainment, some music, but obviously none of that can go on at the moment. So although restrictions have been lifted, we're still not allowed live entertainment and dancing, and hopefully that will resume again soon. So the terrace normally, very busy, but the weather's a bit hit and miss today, and hopefully some nice people inside. So let's go in and have a chat with Hilario and see how things are going.
Grave es que hay mucho miedo por contagio y entonces los clientes no salen con un poco de miedo de tener contacto cuando aquí estamos en un sitio con bastante espacio, guardando todas las distancias, con todas las medidas sanitarias.
So the hardest thing here has been people being scared of being in contagious areas and things like that. Whereas here, as you can see, we've got lots of open space and they're following all the rules and regulations. So it really is just getting people to take the drink and them back out into the world again. We hope soon.
Por el bien de todos.
For everyone's best.
Los mayores problemas, las restricciones de clientes nuestros que venían de Inglaterra o clientes que venían de otros municipios, cuando están cerrados, evidentemente pues no han podido venir a nuestro negocio.
So, yes, a big lots of influx on clients from the UK and also from other municipalities that haven't been able to travel in.
No hemos tenido ayuda, no hemos tenido ninguna.
We haven't had
Yo
any
personalmente
help.
no tenía ayuda ninguna, pero tampoco no hemos tenido ayuda ninguna.
No, I haven't had any help at all.
Seguimos trabajando, intentamos sobrevivir, intentamos seguir trabajando y bueno, intentando pues sobrevivir al tema y hacer lo que podamos y con mucho sacrificio, pero estamos intentando sobrevivir.
Yes, but with lots of sacrifices, we're struggling through and just getting used to the different rules and regulations that we are just struggling through.
So continuing around Arboleas, I've now come up to the top of the town, from the town hall square behind me up to the beautiful square. I think I mentioned earlier, but if not, Arboleas isn't really a town full of shops, and yes, there are some cafe, bar, restaurants, and very nice ones, but it's not somewhere that you're going to get a lot of shoppers coming, because it's predominantly small business, small retail outlets, no big supermarkets, no big fashion stores, etc. Just over here on the right, we've got a new opening, Tapas, which is a massage therapy, a wellness centre, but specialising in kind of physiotherapy, massages and things like that. And again, very positive, because that's literally just opened during the pandemic. So wish Claudia well. Just on my right, we've got Kira's Hair and Beauty. Been in town a long time now, very popular salon, and you know, from what I can gather, excellent service. We'll go back maybe on another day and have a chat with her to see how she's been coping during the pandemic, but they've kind of gone from being essential one minute, not essential, having to open, having to close. So I've no doubt she's experienced some difficulties. We're passing now as well a real welcome addition to Arboleas, the ABC Vets Clinic. I should actually bring my own cat Oscar here the other day, fantastic service, and thankfully he's as good as golden. But we didn't have a vet here before. We had to go to Alpha Kia or down to Albox, where they've got some fantastic English-speaking vets, but we've now got one in our own town, so I'm sure they're doing very well. And then just coming up on my right now, we've got the fantastic Farmacia in the town. You know, a real bonus to any town, but you've got a fantastic team in there, and I think 2 or 3 of them at least speak English, so it's fantastic to be able to go into this place and order your medicines, have a chat about this or that. And of course they're an essential business, so they've been able to stay open through the whole of the pandemic. So carrying on around the top of the town, we're going to come down to a particular favourite bar restaurant of mine. I think it's quite famous if you live in Arboleas. It's the Azabachi, wonderful terrace bar. Of course, like every bar in the village, over the course of COVID, they've suffered immensely, having to be closed for long periods of time. They're open again now, have been for a while, but under a curfew. So essentially, they can open till 6 o'clock in the evening, serve drinks till then. Up till recently, they haven't been able to provide entertainment. That was stopped. But I believe as of last weekend, you can now have music back in the bars, but of course following the usual guidelines, we can sit down, have dinner, listen to a fantastic musician or singer, and we're not allowed to get up and dance, because apparently that's going to cause lots of problems for COVID. I do feel sorry for these entertainers, because it must be quite soul destroying to be belting out a fantastic song and everybody enjoying it, but no one can really get up and dance and join in. But at least we've got some music back. It's you know, the struggles the bars and the hospitality industry have had, not just in Spain, I know across the world, is just quite incomprehensible really, and it's very, very sad. So I thought I'd come and finish today's walk around on a positive note. Just behind me there, a new gym that's literally just opened, Evolution, Spanish run. There was another gym there called Sophia's, but unfortunately that was a victim of the coronavirus and the various shutdowns and restrictions. But this one has literally just opened up, so we wish them lots of luck, and hopefully it will be well supported by everyone in the community. Lots of my clients that have come over in recent years have kind of joined the gym there and were doing wonderful workouts and everything. Well, obviously it closed. Now it's opened up, albeit under a new company and a new name. Famous pool bar, La Piscina. This is our Arboleas community swimming pool, just coming up on the right over here. As I say, we're not really looking at the number of people out in this part of the video or anything, or to see the effect, because this is not an area where, you know, lots of shops and everything, where you're always going to get big gatherings of people. We've got our newly opened medical centre with English speakers just over there to my left. Obviously, it's an essential service, so it's always going to be busy, and no difference during the pandemic, in fact even busier. And you can see, it's nice to see out in the sunshine some people enjoying the pool bar, and the paddle courts over here are very popular, and we are allowed to come out and exercise even during the current restrictions. So I'll say goodbye for now, and join us on our next walkabout, which is most likely going to be Hercula Vera or possibly Vera down on the coast. We'll wait and see.